It's another lady of the house kind of day, and today French cottage meets modern. Welcome back, ladies. So I am going to do the reveal of this blue room, which is my youngest daughter's room. So in my last video about this room, about the French cottage renovation, I shared how I went from a blue room to another blue room because I was very unhappy. My daughter was very unhappy with the paint color in here. And so this color right here is called Winter Chill. Now, originally I found this color at Walmart, and then I took that paint chip to Home Depot and they color matched it for me. So I think that the color looks just like the paint chip itself. They even did a little paint test on there and I couldn't even tell the difference. So overall, this was a really great transition from that really light blue that I did, which was called Sigh. So it was a really pretty blue, but it just wasn't right for any room that I put it in, actually. So anyway, and if you hear thunder, that's because it is like flash flooding here and everything is so blue. How appropriate to film this blue room on a day like today, because everything is coming off very blue. The lighting is so blue. So anyway, let's move on. So overall, we were so happy with how this paint color turned out in here. And another thing that I think was really great about the way that this color turned out is that it does not clash with the tile that was original to when we moved in here. My mom had this whole house tiled, this tile, and this bedroom, the bathroom, and then the guest bathroom are the only places left where the tile is left. So I'm just happy with the way that it came out all together. So I wanted to walk around the room, what you see first when you walk into this room. Well, I thought that it would be great to have some artwork right when you walk in so that you had something beautiful to look at. And especially from where I sit in the ladies' corridor, when I look to the right, if the door is open, I see right into this room. And it really looks nice to have something beautiful in the corner here. Originally, she had this corner shelf in the corner, and I thought, you know, it just looked a little small for the space, and especially the fact that she was putting shoes on it. I don't know, it just kind of wasn't the most beautiful thing to look at when you started to walk into the room. So that's something that I've talked to her about. And now we did have this blue chair that was in here at her dressing table. But since then, I have given her this stool that I think works really well with her dressing table, and we have the blue chair in the corner right below this beautiful pair of the artwork that I found, which I found at Ross, and she loved it. She was with me when we were just searching the store for different things, and I said, you know, I think that this would look really good in your room. So because they are pretty small, I felt that a smaller wall would be good to put it on. And it's just a beautiful sight when you walk into this space. Now, she also has a hook right here in this area, and I just let her know that this is a really good place to put your outfit for the day, just whatever you might end up wearing the next day. That way you have everything nice and prepared. But she was just saying how it would look nice just to hang a dress there. So I agree, it looks great. Before, she was using that hook to hang up her towel, hang up her robe, stuff like that. But I was just saying, when you walk into the room, that might not be the best thing to look at right away. You might want to use some of the hooks in the bathroom for such things. So anyway, overall, this little corner I think looks lovely. It looks complete. So we are going to move right around to the window. We have some curtains here, which they were curtains that I had purchased from, I want to say, Home Goods. And I just loved the look of them, and I got them for my daughter's peach rose room. Well, it was just a peach room back when it was peach, so that was my oldest daughter. And then of course when I painted in there, I thought the other curtains that were originally in this room would look better, so we did a little bit of switching around, and my youngest daughter just loves these curtains. They are a little off-white, and we've washed them several times before, but it was my mistake. I put them in the dryer, so they just look a little bit beaten up now, and however, I still think that they look just fine in this space. They just don't have the same look that they did, and I'm kicking myself for doing that, but you know, they still work in this space. Now, one of the things that I will eventually have my husband do is change over the curtain rod that I had in my office, because it was a double rod. And so I would like that curtain rod in here, because my son's room, he is just using one curtain. He's not layering it. So I think that the double rod would do well in here, because then we can put some shears behind these solid curtains, and then, you know, I just think it would soften the light more, and it would just make this space look complete. Because of the fact that this window is so high, it just kind of has a funny look to me. So definitely putting some shears there will soften this whole space. Now, I ended up painting this dressing table that she has, which was once my nightstand, which was actually once my dressing table. But I ended up painting it that same color that I have in my laundry room now, which is called White Blush. And I just love this color because it's so soft. Against anything else, especially on furniture, it looks like a very beautiful creamy color. When it's on the walls, it doesn't look like that in my laundry room at all. But anyway, I thought that this would look great in here. I didn't end up painting the hardware on this. And one of the reasons for that is because I don't feel that the hardware looks that great. I don't think that it's a very beautiful design, so I'm not trying to accentuate that. But she just has this little mirror that I found at Ross a long time ago. I think I gifted it to her for Christmas one year. So she has that right here, especially because we can't hang a mirror right here, just, you know, due to where the wall is and everything, but she does want to sit in front of a window because she feels that that's the best light, which it is. Natural light is best. But then I also have a little lamp on this dressing table. I found these lamps at Walmart, and this is recent, so they're really cute. They were $10 a piece, and I think that it has that really pretty look to it, but that more modern design. Now, I say that we have, you know, French cottage mixed with modern because my daughter loves a more modern design. She likes really straight lines, and you know, that's just something that she loves. So we kind of came to a happy medium, mixing the furniture that we already have with a few pieces that are a little bit more on the modern side, such as the frames for this beautiful artwork. It, you know, much more just straight lines and has that feel to it, but it also has a little bit of that cottage feel as well. So overall, I just wanted to keep this very simple, and then of course pairing it with the stool I think just looks nice. Her main colors that she wanted in here were cream, blue, and white. So you will just see that repeated throughout everything. I think that the pieces that we have painted that more creamy color warm it up just enough. But then moving right around, we have this corner shelf over here, which I don't have completely styled just yet, but it's a good place to put a couple of things. We might even end up putting just another plant on there. I will have to see, but I didn't want to wait any longer trying to put this whole room together. Some of this stuff is just going to have to come together over time. So anyway, just a couple of dishes over there so that she can put some of her jewelry in there. I found them at Daiso, I think that's the way you say it. Yeah, Daiso. Anyway, I found those dishes there, and it's kind of like a Dollar Tree, but I think it's Japanese. So anyway, it was my first time in there, and I couldn't believe the quality of some of the pieces and some of the things that I found in there. I found a few other things, which I look forward to sharing with you too. So anyway, she has a corner shelf. It's great for books. It might also hold some picture frames, you know, just some other things. And as I style, I may end up sharing it with you, but it will also be a great place to house just some seasonal items. So we're coming up on fall, we're coming up on, you know, the winter season. I mean, you know, eventually. So we might end up just putting some different decorations over there. And then she has this really small nightstand, which is a vintage find, I would say, but it's something that we've had for a while. My mom actually got this for me, and it had been painted over, and it was a really bright white. So she got this for me the same time that she got this blue chair, and whoever painted it a bright white color. But of course, I like more of a creamy white color. It just doesn't feel as cold. So while I did not repaint this blue chair, I did end up painting this nightstand, and I painted it the same time that I painted this dressing table, and I just think that they look really nice, and it softens the space a little bit more because of that creamy color. And so then I also have a little flower arrangement. This little flower arrangement came from Michael's, and then of course another one of those little lamps, which came from Walmart, and then a couple of books in there. I just, you know, put some of the blue books that we have, I just put them in here because she didn't want anything but white, cream, or blue in here. So, you know, we're sticking with what she's very particular. So I do really listen to those things that she wants, and we kind of come to a happy medium on different things. Now, she would love to completely change her furniture and everything, but we are just not going to do that right now. So this bedding is bedding that I found at Ross, and I shared in my last video about this room that it is by Shabby Chic, and it has a beautiful it's like a double-sided comforter. And at first she did not like the other side of the comforter, but now I see that when she makes her bed, which this is not from her making her bed, but when she makes her bed, she likes to fold it over so that that part shows. And actually now I wouldn't mind so much doing that, but I found a bed skirt finally, and one that is adjustable for every bed. So I will probably end up getting 2 more of these. I found them at Walmart, and it's an eyelet lace bottom, and I just think it's beautiful. It's perfect for all of their rooms, and I ended up just putting it around the whole entire frame so that I wouldn't see the legs of the bed. But overall, it's just very cute. I think that it pairs so well with the bedding. And then we have, of course, this new bed that I ended up just getting something really cheap for. We purchased these from Walmart.com just because we needed something right away, since we had gotten rid of the loft beds, which is something that I was going to talk a little bit more about. So when we got those loft beds, we were trying to adjust them within this room, and there was a lot of damage done to them because of that, because of the moving, and then sometimes the girls would end up moving their beds. So a lot of it was damaged to the point of not feeling comfortable enough to sell them. So we ended up just trying to salvage different pieces from them, and then also we ended up giving a lot of the pieces away. Like some of the parts that would come off would just look like shelves, and so we ended up just posting a lot of that for free, and people would just come and pick that up. So the other thing was that it had wardrobes in it, and also like cubbies and desks, and so we ended up salvaging some of that, and a big portion of that is left in this room. So she has this really big desk and the drawers, and then of course one of the wardrobes. And I ended up just getting some matching baskets to kind of put in those cubbies so that she was able to hide her things in there and it wouldn't be too overwhelming to the eye. And then of course there are some things that she stores under her bed as well, just like her laundry hamper, stuff like that. She will, it's low enough that it fits right under the bed. And that's one of the things that I have to say I really like about these beds is you are able to utilize the storage space underneath. So if you get some kind of drawers or some kind of baskets that you can easily slide under there, it just offers a lot more storage space. Now we had this really big wall back here, and I did not know what we should put on it. I really didn't want to put artwork on that wall, and especially with the bedding, you know, it just, I don't know, I have a thing about art clashing with different patterns, and so I wanted to keep it very simple, but to make a statement. So one of the ways that we did that was by putting up these twinkle lights. I found them at Home Goods, and we're actually thinking about wrapping it around more. So where the closet was original to this room was right over there. And that's where we have all of the pieces that were to the loft bed units. And right now we are not putting up mirrored doors, which is something that she would love to have in here, and it would look really great. It would brighten up the room, I would say, because this window is a little bit short for this room for sure. But anyway, we're not there yet where we would be putting the mirrored doors on. But overall, because everything could be put away with these pieces, I think that it will do for now, but eventually we might like to wrap some of these lights around. So that might be something in the future. And then another thing that we have in this space is the ironing board. This is the room where everybody gets to iron if they need to, and she irons all the time. And so just having it out, I think, is really nice, because then it's just always there and available. And I've just found it helpful every single day because I'm ironing. So anyway, we also have the printer in here. She likes to do some printing, and it was something that I definitely needed to find a space for because I do a lot of printing. So I think overall it was a great area just to have that, and it's like a really big working space over there. So I think she appreciates that. I know I appreciate having a printer, and all of it just came together so well. But eventually we might end up adding different things to this space. Of course, having like a little screen in here, a dressing screen would be nice. I do have one that's metal here, but we would really want to paint it first because the paint on it is kind of coming off. And anyway, I know that she would want it white if it were to be in here. So that might be something that we would do eventually. And there are always different things to do, but right now I would say that overall we're just satisfied with the way this came together. We will be happy to add things slowly now to this space and just as things come instead of really trying to rush it. It's really nice when a space comes together, and one of the things that is also attached to this bedroom is a bathroom. So I would love to share that with you before I share my son's room and just what it is that we did in that space. So that is something that you will be able to look forward to. Anyway, that is what I have to share with you today. I really hope that this inspired you in some way. Thank you so much for being here, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.